Despite being a very new player in the automotive industry, Tesla delivered a better than expected 200,000 plus cars worldwide in the third quarter, which happens to be a new record for the electric car maker. You need to consider the fact that there is an ongoing global semiconductor shortage that has forced so many auto manufacturers to even shut down their production and manufacturing facilities for a few days. But it looks like Tesla was least affected by this semiconductor shortage. Or is it? Well, let's find out. We know that Tesla packs some of the world's best technologies that you could get in a car, and it's all electric, so it's more appealing than many buyers because of the performance these cars offer over similarly priced gasoline cars. 20 years ago, nobody would have cared to buy an electric car because these cars used to be extremely boring and they were not reliable enough. People also had range anxiety issues because the battery technology was in its infancy when it came to implementing them into electric cars. Moreover, electric vehicles were a lot more expensive, which used to be why nobody bothered to buy electric vehicles. But that's not the case today, all thanks to Tesla. The demand for personal transportation is a lot more than ever before, especially when it comes to electric cars. We have so many governments promoting the purchase of EVs by providing subsidies for electric vehicles. This is to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy, and this is precisely the goal of Tesla as well. But right now, it looks like the automotive industry is not doing great. Why? Well, blame it on the global semiconductor shortage. But what exactly is this? Well, the shortage of semiconductors, or the reduction in the supply of semiconductors, did send massive shockwaves throughout the global economy, which is squeezing suppliers of everything from cars to even headphones. Our modern technology entirely relies on these minuscule components, which happen to be the building blocks of computers that will allow electronic devices to process data. Today, millions of products that include your cars, washing machines, smartphones, laptops, and a lot more rely on computer chips, also known as semiconductors, and right now the supply is lower than the demand. So much so that automobile manufacturers had to either increase the prices of their vehicles or shut down their factories completely. This could also affect the revenue for these companies. But why exactly do we have a global chip shortage? Well, you need to blame it on the COVID-19 crisis because earlier in 2020, a lot more people were forced to buy electric devices like laptops, smartphones, and tablet computing devices because so many countries declared nationwide lockdowns, and people were forced to work from their homes and students were forced to study from their own houses. The entire economy was shut down. The other surprising bit about the global semiconductor shortage is that the sales of used cars are now skyrocketing because of the increase in prices of new cars. So when we completely depend on digital means to connect with each other, semiconductor suppliers focused on providing chips to consumer electronics manufacturers because the purchasing power of the automotive industry when it comes to semiconductors is on the lower side. So yes, the COVID-19 pandemic did not show any mercy to anyone, which is why we have a global semiconductor shortage that affected the automotive industry really badly, resulting in so many leading manufacturers like GM and Ford halting production at several of their plants for a few weeks. But even then, Tesla is just selling a lot more vehicles than ever before. Tesla's being the most advanced vehicles out there requires a lot more of these chips than any other manufacturer. So how exactly did Tesla pull this off? Did they have enough supply before the COVID-19 pandemic? Or did Tesla make their own chips for their vehicles at the Gigafactory? Most of the sales for Tesla come from their mass production models like the Model 3 and the Model Y, and this is no surprise because these two models are on the affordable side when you look at every other Tesla out there. People who are willing to spend about $40,000 on a car that will provide them adequate performance and an electric powertrain will have no option other than the Model 3. For those who are looking to buy a crossover SUV, the Model Y makes a lot of sense, and this segment is heating up with a lot of competition from every car manufacturer out there. This is because so many people prefer the practicality that a crossover SUV provides instead of a sedan like the Model 3, especially when it comes to cargo space and ground clearance. The demand for cars is now a lot more than ever before, and when it comes to electric vehicles, the demand around the world is exceptional. To put things into perspective, the Chinese electric vehicle sales through August are up by 220% year over year, and EVs tend to be a higher priced vehicle than traditional cars in their respective segments. Keep in mind that electric vehicles, especially the ones from Tesla, are still a small portion of the overall global new vehicle sales. We know that Tesla is a company that has faced so many challenges over the course of time, and even then, the company happens to be a lot more successful than we thought the company would be. Critics of the company were so sure that the company would go bankrupt, but that did not happen, so you could say that Tesla is a company that is dealing with problems in so many unconventional ways. But you know what is as exciting as hearing about Tesla's accomplishment? Well, that is when you subscribe to our channel for more content, just like this one, and make sure to turn on post notifications as well so that you never miss out on any of our future uploads. Also, make sure you drop a like for the video because that would really motivate us to do a lot more videos just like this one. Now, Tesla dealt with the chip shortage by having a very efficient supply chain. Tesla also got their gigafactory in China, which means Tesla will be able to source a lot more chips directly from the chip manufacturer. But that's not the case with other companies. Chip shortage in China was not as huge as it was in any other country, so Tesla does have an advantage because of having a factory in China. Tesla will also be designing their own chips moving forward, and let's see how that ends up for Tesla. This means that Tesla will have total control over the supply of the chips, and Tesla might invest in plants that produce these semiconductors. Tesla also has long-term partnerships with so many semiconductor manufacturers, and this will help Tesla not get affected by the global chip shortage. But to combat the global chip shortage, the first thing Tesla did was rewrite the vehicle software to support alternative chips. This approach of rewriting its vehicle software in just a matter of weeks is one way Tesla was able to deliver more than 200,000 vehicles to customers over the last 3 months. Tesla generated about $11.9 billion in revenue in the last quarter, including $1.1 billion in profit. In September, Elon Musk referred to the semiconductor shortage as a short-term problem, and there are several chip-making plants being built all around the world, so he thinks that this global shortage will get over by next year. The global chip shortage is happening during a time when the automotive industry is at a time of historical demand for new cars, and the prices of vehicles are also increased drastically, and Tesla is no different when it comes to increasing their price tags. Teslas also do have a longer waiting time, so it's not that Tesla was not at all affected by the global chip shortage, but it did have strategies to combat this serious crisis. Tesla's growth, according to Elon Musk, will depend on the supply chain because Tesla relies on these chips to power everything from its airbag module to the modules that control seatbelts, and Tesla does not want to ship their cars without the module that controls airbags and seatbelts because that goes against Tesla's goal of providing some of the world's safest cars. So to sum things up, the global chip shortage is a huge deal in the automotive industry, and it did affect so many auto manufacturers, and it also increased the prices of our vehicles. We also need to consider the fact that so many people now depend on personal electronic devices, so chip suppliers are focused a lot more on those consumers instead of car manufacturers. This only accelerated during the pandemic, where almost every one of us was forced to do our work or study using our own personal devices at our houses. In the end, Tesla still deserves a lot of credit for fighting the global chip shortage in a very unique way. But even then, the company's success will still remain dependent on a permanent solution to the global chip shortage. Despite all the software rewrites, Tesla still relies on a wide variety of chips to produce their vehicles. Right now, the global chip shortage is a very serious situation, and Elon Musk thinks that it will get over by the end of next year. And that's a wrap for today's video. How well did Tesla manage the global semiconductor shortage? Do let us know in the comment section because we would love to hear from you all. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more content just like this one, and while you're at it, turn on post notifications so that you never miss out on any of our future uploads. Drop a like for the video if you think Tesla will continue to lead the electronic vehicle segment. That's about it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll meet again in the next one.